Hey, in this video, I'll show you how to create interactive sessions using Zoom. One of the biggest challenges of teaching online is how to create interactive sessions in the classroom or during presentations. Now, there are some tools available with Zoom, built-in tools available with Zoom. You can always share your PowerPoint slides using screen share and then annotate on those slides. Or you can use the built-in tool whiteboard, and then you can basically explain a concept on the whiteboard. But there are situations, especially in classroom, where you have a presentation and a whiteboard, and you display the presentation and talk and explain the concept on the whiteboard at the same time. And I think that is the biggest feature that is missing. Now, you can play around with Zoom, an iPad, and a desktop type of a setup to achieve that level of interaction. So I'm going to show you a few methods how you can basically use a whiteboard and a presentation and annotation at the same time. So the very first way we will interact with our participants is by sharing the screen and sharing the built-in whiteboard in Zoom. So while you're logged into Zoom, click on share screen and then click on whiteboard and click share. So this will open up a whiteboard within the Zoom interface, and now you can start using your touchpad, or if you're logged into an iPad, then you can use the annotation tool on your iPad and you can interact. So for example, if you want to convert, let's say you're talking about converting things into binary, you'll say that, okay, we'll talk about converting decimal 10 into binary, and so it'll be 1 2 4 8 16 32 64. So 10 would be 1 and 1. So it makes it really easy if you're trying to explain the concept. The second method to share the screen is again the built-in tool that is available to you through Zoom. You click on share screen, it'll give you several options. So for example, you can share your entire desktop. If you're using an external monitor, it'll give you an option to share your desktop or your external monitor. You can share whiteboard, or you can share your connected iPad or an iPhone either with the cable or through AirPlay. With AirPlay, you don't need a cable, but it requires some additional steps. Or you can share a particular application if you don't want to share your entire desktop. But in this case, I'm going to share the entire desktop. So once you click on share the entire desktop, all the participants will be able to see your desktop and whatever is going on your desktop, including all tabs and everything. So if you have a PowerPoint presentation, it will be visible to all your participants. Now, an interesting thing in this case is you can actually annotate right on the screen. And the way you do that is you click on annotate, and now if you scribble on the screen, it will basically be visible to all the users. Another way you can do that is if you have a connected iPad, you can annotate on the screen to this. So for example, if you want to convert 29 into binary, you'll go 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 128. So 29 would be 16 plus 8, which is 24, plus 4, which is 28, plus 1 is 29. So a binary equivalent of 29 would be 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1. So it is very interesting. However, if your slide has too many contents, then it becomes a little difficult to annotate, or if it is a dark slide, then it becomes difficult to annotate. Ideally, what we would want to do is we would want to be in a situation where we can show the slides and we can show the whiteboard at the same time, so that we can present and explain the concept at the same time. So in summary, we have seen two different methods of sharing the screen. One is using the whiteboard. The second is sharing your screen or a particular app and then annotating on that app. Now, the situation is, what if we want to do the both? We want to share our screen, in other words, we want to share a PowerPoint presentation, but to explain the concept, we also want to use the whiteboard. So how do you do both of these things together? So for this, we'll require an iPad, and of course you can stay connected with your computer, or if you're logged in, you can do the entire thing on an iPad. So I'm going to just show you how to do it using an iPad. So I'm going to share the screen, and this time I'm going to share the iPad screen with you. So it'll obviously require, so I'm using AirPlay to connect my iPad to the Zoom. So I'll have to go to my iPad and click on screen mirroring, select Zoom, and now if you notice, my iPad screen is visible to you. This is how my iPad screen looks like. So I'll show you in a minute how you will be able to use presentation and a whiteboard at the same time. So to do this, what you'll do is from the bottom of your iPad, you will pull up the application bar, and then select the notepad and then drag and drop it of the right of the screen. And so now you'll create a split screen on your iPad. So now you can have the concept on the left of the screen, and you can use the right of the screen, for example, to explain the concept. So in this case, let's say 29 into binary. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on. So again, 29 is 16 plus 8, 24, plus 4, 28, plus 1, 29. So the binary equivalent of 29 is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Right? Now this really works very well, because what you can do is you can actually use different colors and you can explain the concept. It's very smooth to use, and if you change the slide, you can just continue scrolling the slide, and at the same time you can continue using the notepad or any other application that you can scribble on using stylus. So this really works very well, at least for me, when I am teaching my students. So in summary, I've shown you 3 different ways how you can create interactive sessions. The very first one is use the whiteboard. Second way that you can create interactive session is to share your screen and then use annotation tools to annotate on your presentations. The third is more interesting, which I personally like very much, is to have your presentation on one half of the screen and the whiteboard on the second half of the screen, so that you can show the presentation and at the same time you can explain the concept on a whiteboard. Hope this presentation has been helpful to you. Thank you so much.